Day 150, or May the 30th. Is your God too small? Our thoughts today are rooted in Job chapter 38, verse 4. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand. And now, the big picture surrounding this verse. After all his questions and doubts, now Job is on the spot in front of God. Elihu has already challenged him to think how great God is, but now God asks Job where he was at the very beginning of time. Job is flabbergasted as God proceeds to ask him about all the animals of creation. He describes a great variety of animals, but thankfully doesn't mention a kangaroo or a duck-billed platypus. That would have left Job truly gobsmacked, I'm sure. Job knows he is unable to do many of the things that those creatures do. He is not the strongest or most able of them, but he's the one who dares to question God. And now today's action step. In my quieter moments, I have often wondered what it will be like in heaven being able to talk to many of the great men and women in the Bible and have plenty of time to do it properly. I have to say that I have never thought of having a debate with God, but Job did. Of course, he lived so long ago that he predated Abraham, Moses, Elijah, and most of the other Old Testament greats. To debate with God is not something I would relish. I know how little I know, and the more I read the Bible, the more I have to acknowledge that it would be no contest. I believe when we see God for who he is, we have no choice but to worship him. However, the great news is that God came down to us and became a human being in Jesus Christ. That's how great he is. And this is an actual event rooted in history. Otherwise, how would we know what year it is? Remember the words of John the Baptist in John chapter 3, verse 30. He must become greater and greater, and I must become less and less. May this be true for each of us, and may we see our God as the one who is truly worthy of our praises.